My name is Nanja Holland Hansen. I'm a psychologist and also a researcher in Compassion Cultivation Training, which is an 8-week structured and manualized program that was developed at Stanford University Medical School. And it is with great happiness that I can share with you that we, the Danish Center for Mindfulness at Aarhus University, are offering the very first teacher training in the CCT program in collaboration with the Compassion Institute in the United States. So I've been asked this question: why actually take part in such an education or such a certification? Why spend 8 months of your life in cultivating and training compassion? And what should you use it for? Why is this important to you? And I've been contemplating this question actually because it is such an enormous question. It doesn't have one single answer. But really what it comes down to for me is really that there are 3 levels that we use this training. And one is at the individual level. So this is just the daily life. It is the interactions I have with myself, my own suffering, and it's the interaction I have with the loved ones around me. And so this is, my spouse or my partner or my children, my parents, my grandparents, really good friends, and these everyday interactions. How am I in this world? Then there's the organizational level. So now this is taking it a step further out. And this is saying, okay, well, how am I at work? How am I showing up? How am I interacting with the colleagues that I engage with on a day-to-day basis? Or how am I interacting with people out in, the grocery store? The other day I was at the grocery store and there was a man who was visibly sad, and he was also visibly intoxicated. And the questions that arise in me is, do I just ignore him and walk on by? Or do I actually take a minute to listen to the fact that he was feeling lonely? And what does that interaction do for me and for him? So these are the kind of things that show up in our practice at this more, a little bit more expanded level. What I would think of as the organizational level. And then there's the societal level. How am I in the world? How do I want to show up in the world? And this really can take on many different, it can look many different ways. So one way could be, I'm not satisfied with how the politicians are running the country. Do I actually feel motivated to write letters or to even get involved, maybe just at a voluntary level, but still to get involved? Or I'm really concerned about the climate. How can the things that I can do in my life, how can I take action to help improve our climate? So it's all, I know these things sound really big, but this is what shows up in this transformational process that this kind of training is for us. And it's a transformational process at all these levels. It's not just me as an individual, but it's me within society. And I think that's a really important point to make, is that this is not about, do I take care of my own suffering or do I go out in the world, but that it's a combination, that you cannot kind of split those 2 things up, because I'm an individual in this world. And so these things go hand in hand. And so to me, this is why that this kind of education or this kind of training is incredibly important for me as an individual, but certainly for me as an individual in this wonderful world that we're living in. Thank you.